What's up, guys? It's your girl Brittany. I'm back with another video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all that. So y'all, this episode was kind of awkward, but yeah, let's get into it. So this episode started with Dolly turning Tinka every which way but loose. No lie. Tink did punch her in the nose, had Dolly looking like Rudolph a little bit, but I was crying when Dolly was just like, I've been on camera looking worse, because it's just like, yeah, it's a shame that she can say that, because she honestly really has. Like, Dolly's always, kind of looked a mess on camera, so it's like, this little nose, I didn't even realize it at first. I was just like, oh, okay, she good. The lame thing to me was Summer sitting here talking about, oops, did I do that? Or did I say something like that?
Oops. Did I say something wrong?
And that's why it's hard to sympathize with her or, feel bad for her when it's like her against everyone and whatnot. Because it's like, girl, you start so much stuff, you talk so much, but you were low-key ducking your fade with Taseki. You wasn't backing down when she was hitting you, but you was low-key ducking smoke with somebody that wanted that from you, but you starting stuff with everybody else, and it's just like, I don't like that. So we get down to this whole Tink and Dolly issue, and apparently they let the fans get in between them, and that's what I heard, because Dolly's sitting here Tink's sitting here talking about, this is for my fans! My fans are the ones that don't like you! Well, girl, what do you do? People hyping you up on social media don't mean you gotta not like Dolly or you gotta fight Dolly. It's just like, no, that was kind of corny to me. Like, no shade. Because people are always gonna talk on social media, and your fans are not going to be here to fight Dolly or jump Dolly with you. And now look at you getting your ass beat by Dolly because that's what you feel like your fans want. No lie, Tink gang, y'all gotta do better, because now y'all girl getting her ass beat, so it's like it's not looking too good for y'all. Next, we see Natalie get to the house, and the funny thing is, I hear in her confessional that she says they're not staying at the homes this time. I don't know where they're going to be staying, probably in different B&Bs, probably, hotels and whatnot, most likely hotels. So it's like, the house was beautiful, it was nice, it was big, but it's just like, if y'all were just going to rent a house out to fight, y'all could have saved us the scenery in the dramatics and just, got a little 1-2 and just fought somewhere else. I was just like, dang, Zeus got money to just be blowing money just for these girls to fight for 30 minutes and go to the next city. Like, wow. Scotty, Code Killer, Tavi, and Fauna get to the house with Natalie, and they're chopping it up, woo. And the funny thing is, Code Killer dares Tavi to jump in the pool for like $500. And Tavi actually does it, and it's like, no lie, I would have done it too. But Scotty comes out, and she's just like, oh my gosh, really? Why would you jump in a pool? You're wet, and woo. And I agree with Tavi. Tavi was just like, girl, I'm not you. I don't got money like you. Tavi basically wanted to say, girl, I'm not pregnant by a millionaire right now, the CEO's child. Like, yeah, I'm going to jump in a pool for $500. I don't got it like you. So the other girls get off the bus, and as soon as they get off the bus, they give Natalie a little hug. Okay, woo. And then Dolly and Tink just get straight to thumping.
I ain't gonna lie. As soon as we got off that bus, Dolly took Tinka through there. I
ain't gonna lie. All 3 rounds, I gotta say Dolly got that. But I was crying when she was talking about she gotta stop smoking cigarettes because she don't got stamina like them. I was like, girl. Yeah, y'all. After every round, I was kind of like Dolly. I was like,
no, Tink, you lost.
Because, girl, yeah, you lost, like, for real. But the last round that Tink and Dolly do, I'm guessing Summer was trying to break it up or get into it. She was yelling in the background, and it's like she kind of grabbed, Dolly by her boob. And, Dolly's yelling at her, like to get off. And then Lex is coming up, and it's just like, Summer, you're doing too much. And it's like, it was just a lot going on.
Summer, back up. Because you're doing too much. Stop. Give me the cup. Stop. Stay out of it. No. Yes. Summer.
And it really does seem like Summer was just drunk doing the most. You know, she started stuff on the bus, you know, in the back she was, you know, screaming, yelling, and doing all that. I'm surprised she didn't jump in. I was just like, okay, but it's like, yeah, Summer was kind of doing a lot. She wasn't listening to anyone, and it's just like, yeah, somebody did need to, what Natalie say? Take that sippy cup from her. So then Natalie gets everyone together, and you know, she lets them know that they're going on tour this time for this season, and she also lets them know that she's not going to be as involved as she has been in the past, because it's been a lot of drama. You know, it's kind of draining for her, and it's like, I do get why it's draining, but she sat here and said that it was a lot that went on with the bad girls. You know, I had chains made for them so they won't feel left out. You know, everybody was talking about this and that and this and that. And it's just like, girl, the real stuff didn't even happen until you left. Like, you left because you saw Tanisha come in. And when Tanisha came in, you know, everybody just got up and hugged her. It wasn't on some rah-rah stuff. Like, yeah, Bree was arguing with you, but clearly Bree arguing with you, you had Lo and Cat behind, like, ready to get in there. So regardless, like, you had the upper hand. You just left because Tanisha came. And it's like, I hate that that's the part she's leaving now, because it's like, to sit here and say with the bad girls it was this and that, it's like nobody was really doing anything besides Bree. And it's like, you know, not like you were going to fight her. And I can't see Bree running up on Natalie after Natalie said she didn't want to fight. So it was just like, yeah, I just hate that she's leaving that part out. Like, girl, no, you left because Tanisha came. And then, as you know, the girls are talking woo woo woo, Cold Killer starts arguing with Tink again. And y'all, what I'm telling you, it seems like Tink is over the little song thing, and that she just wants to fight because Cold Killer wants to fight. But Cold Killer wants to keep fighting over this song thing, and it's just like, girl, like, I really just want her to let it go. And it's honestly really irritating me at this point, because it's like, at this point, y'all done fought 50 million times. You already fought Diamond about it. Girl, it wasn't even your song to begin with. You claim you got the most views on it, you did it better, and woo woo. So why does it matter? Okay, if you feel like you did it better, you got the most views, you did it first, and she copied you, then I don't see the issue, the reason to keep fighting over it. And it's just like, it's honestly no shade, given that you just trying to cling on to something because you don't have nothing else going on. Like, girl, just be quiet in the background for now. Y'all thought about that before, like, the constant bringing it up, and Tink, it seemed like she's over it. She doesn't want to keep fighting you over it. Like, y'all, I'm no lie, it's getting corny to me, and it's so irritating. Like, Cold Killer needs to let this whole Tink song thing go. Like, find a new storyline. Then Taseki and her girls pull up, and when they pull up, you know, Summer just boos them automatically.
Why are you booing them?
And after she boos them, you know, they come down, give everybody hugs, and she's just talking crap to them. She's talking crap to Mariah, Anna, and Biggie, but the person she didn't talk crap to was Taseki. So then Anna and Dolly start talking out their issues, and one thing that irritated me about this whole conversation, though, is that Dolly was just like, oh, but I'm not going to put my hands on you because, you know, you're smaller than me. And it's just like, yeah, Dolly's thicker than her, but she's not, like, bigger than Anna. And it's just like, if we're going to keep using this whole Anna sides thing as an excuse, then I feel like Anna should just go to, like, Baddies Gone Wild or something. Because it's just like, so Anna can keep running her mouth, but it's going to be like, wait, we not the same size, so we can't keep fighting you. Because it's not like Anna's is someone that just sits in the back and does nothing. Like, no, Anna sits down and she runs her mouth. But with certain people, it's just like, no, like, we can't fight. We're not the same size, and I don't like that. So it's like, if we gonna keep using that as an excuse, then it's like, let's just put Anna on another show or something where she can, like, fight people her size. And because it's like, but like I said, I feel like her and Dolly are not, like, far off. It wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, Dolly's fighting Anna. Like, if Dolly and Anna fight, then they would just fight. Like, it would not be that deep. Then after that, you know, Anna and Dolly are kind of going back and forth. You have Summer saying stuff in the background, and Taseki says she's tired of Summer talking, so Taseki just says, "Wow!" And she slaps the crap out of Summer. Seki starts doing her little, you know, kung fu hand thing that she does anytime she fights somebody. And Summer was swinging, and I think she hit her like a good one time, but she was mainly missing the air. Like, it took Summer and... Wait, let me just say this. Majority of this episode was people squaring up. For real. Like, it took Taseki and Summer like 50 million years to finally fight. Like, it would be certain times where Taseki will like hit her and Summer will swing and miss the air, but majority of the time it was Summer running away from Taseki and Taseki chasing her. I was like, yo, what? So then, as they're squaring up, because they have so much time in between their square up, like, y'all, it was ridiculous. Summer is just talking crap to Taseki, saying that she still believes Krishan, saying that she's this, saying that she's that, and her friends are trying to pull her away, because it's just like, yo, Summer, like, chill. Like, you said you don't want to fight her, you want the girl to leave you alone, but she's only slapping you because you're running your mouth. If you would say nothing, then nothing would happen. But she was not getting that. Like, all her friends were trying to pull her away, tell her to shut up, and then she got into it with Lex because Lex told her to, you know, STF you, and she's sitting here talking about, no, F you, and so Lex walks away from her because it's just like, yeah, it's no helping her. Then in the midst of all the Krishan and Taseki drama, because it was taking them 50 million years to square up, you got Tink and Co-Killer that started their own little thing, and it was just like, yo, it took them 50 million years to square up. The crazy thing is, all this could happen, like, there were no fights going on, and that's why it was chaotic, but at the same time, it wasn't like a brawl, because all they were doing was chasing each other around. You got Co-Killer and Tink chasing each other around. Then in the midst of that, you got Taseki and freaking Summer chasing each other around. You got everybody trying to look in between, and it was just like, yo, it was a lot going on. If I was Natalie, I'll be like, yeah, this is one of those moments where I say this is too much and I leave, because look what y'all got going on. But finally, Co-Killer and Tink get to fighting, and yo, Co-Killer, she probably low-key got that. Like, I saw Tink was uppercutting. I know she said her arm was, or her finger was broken, something like that, but the way Co-Killer was throwing them, it might look like it did more damage. I will say that. So Tink didn't do bad, but
No, Tink, you lost.
But y'all, I screamed a huge scrumped, okay, when Co-Killer lifted her head up and I saw that, I was like, yo!
I feel a little breeze. Bitch. Nah. Yo. And it's long, yo. I'm sick. I'm sorry. I'm sick. But it's cool.
Tink said, I'm not leaving here with the W, but I'm gonna leave here with some. And I hate that song had to be Co-Killer's hair. Even though she was like a good sport about it, it was just like, yo. And the fact that all this is coming over you in this song thing, like, girl, was it that deep to the point where you had to get your hair scratched out? Oh, okay, like, it was not that deep. Like, I hope she's done and feel real dumb right now, because it's like, girl, it was never that serious. So after Tink and Co-Killer is done doing what they doing, you still got Taseki and Summer doing what they doing, and at this point, Summer's taken to the top. She's still yelling down. Like I said, Lex told her to shut up, but you know, Taseki's still low-key crashing out, and then she crashes out even more because Krishan, DJ, Sky, and Marsh come in, and y'all, I was honestly just like so confused because I did peep this. apparently it's some video of somebody talking about Taseki. And apparently Tommy was involved in the video. And it was also like Marsh and Krishan and Summer. Like, apparently it's something like that going on. But she already fought Summer, because I kept hearing her say that, oh, I already fought Summer, blah, 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 blah. My thing is, why not check Tommy, though? Like, I kept hearing Tommy's name in it. And then, you know, Tommy was the one trying to reconcile. And it's just like, does she not know that she's involved in this too? Like, I was confused on what was going on, because I kept hearing Taseki say, no, Tommy and Krishan and Summer. And it's just like, the way Krishan and Taseki's voices are, like, I'm a part of the annoying voice club too, but the way their voices are, it's like, it sound like whispering. So it's like, you couldn't even hear the conversation, but I was seeing a lot of emotion. I was seeing a whole bunch of and I was just like, yo, what is going on? Yeah, apparently it's some video of them talking about Taseki, and then also Taseki is mad at Krishan, because Krishan keeps allowing Summer to keep saying these things, and she's not telling her to stop. She's not checking her about it. She's just kind of letting it happen. And I understand that frustration, because it's like, especially her saying that they dropped it. Like, she can kind of tell Summer, like, chill, this is none of your business. Yeah, I put it out there, but it's not your thing to keep fighting my sister because of this, you know, like, relax. So I understand why she's upset, you know. But as they were trying to have their conversation, everybody was just around, you know, trying to figure out what's going on. Like I said, their voices, like, they were whispering. So it's just like, it was just a lot going on. We couldn't even hear what was going on. But I did feel bad for Taseki when she was just like, oh, we were supposed to be here together and woo, woo, woo. Because it seems like they have, like I said, they just need, like, real deal to be off Zeus and talk about this in therapy, because it seems like these allegations are going on. You know, Taseki feels like this, Krishan feels like this, you got Marsh in the middle, now it's Summer in it, it's everybody around listening, it's being on TV. It's just like, it's just a lot going on between them, and it is honestly kind of uncomfortable to watch. And then as all this is going on, Taseki is yelling, Krishan's not being able to say anything. Like, Taseki done got in Krishan's face and Marsh's face, and it was just like, oh my gosh. But Summer is still at the top while all this is going on. I think I saw her spit. She's talking crap. She keeps telling Krishan, you know, fight her, fight her, fight her, trying to tell Krishan to fight Taseki. So Krishan does end up going up the stairs, you know, trying to talk to her. I don't know what she's saying, but it didn't look like she was telling her to chill. So then Taseki comes up the stairs and she, like, Summer down the stairs, and she falls on top of Dolly.
Okay, get up.
And it's like, Dolly was trying to protect her fall. She was trying to protect her fall. You know, Summer is drunk. You know, she's doing too much. So it's just like, it seemed like she was trying to protect her fall. But it's just like, yo, Taseki did punch them both down the freaking stairs. So after Summer and Dolly get punched down the stairs, Summer's still not shutting up. Oh my gosh, she gets into it with Suki. I think Suki does say something to her first, though. Suki says something like, oh, you know, you're not Dolly's real friend. I don't know. I don't really know where that came from. But Suki was just like, oh, you're not Sapphire's real friend. So then, you know, a whole bunch of chaos happens. Anna gets Summer from the side. But, you know, they really didn't end up fighting. But Anna does get Summer from the side. And then afterwards, Rolly gets upset. And Rolly is like she was getting her by her shirt and just dragging her like she was a mom. Rolly is just yelling in Summer's face, telling her to be quiet, telling her to stop. Like, girl, you are literally causing all of this. Like, do you not know this? But then, out of nowhere, as she's getting yelled at by Rolly, Taseki just comes out of nowhere and boop! it hits her from the side, and I was just like, oh! So then that's when Summer finally goes inside. She's low-key crashing out, like she starts crying and hugging Tommy. So Lex comes in and check on her, and Summer tells Lex something of the sort like, oh, if you're not about to fight those girls for me, or woo woo woo, something like that, then we ain't got nothing to talk about. And Lex is just like, girl, you are causing this. You are the reason why people want to fight you right now. But to play devil's advocate, Summer is in her mind like, so I've been starting stuff for the past 2-3 seasons, and y'all always jumped in anytime I feel like I needed somebody to fight something in for me, you know, like something like that. Like, I feel like that's where Summer was coming from. But at the same time, I'm happy that Lex and Dolly are not jumping into her issue, because it's just like, girl, don't expect to always be ignorant and just throw things out and just have people, you know, like kind of fight your battles with you and for you. Like, it's so corny. Like, you're getting on everybody's nerves. You know, you keep starting stuff. It's not like people are coming to Summer and it's just like we have to defend our friend. It's like, no, you're sitting here throwing Taseki's allegations in front of her. You're sitting here getting into it. When people come in, you're booing them and doing the most. It's just like, girl, you just need to stop. And it made me upset when Lex got emotional. Like, Lex got emotional and, you know, she walked out, and I was just like, dang, like, this is the downfall of the big three, because Summer is annoying and she's running her mouth. And it's like, I'm honestly not shocked by this though. Summer is annoying, she runs her mouth, and then she expects, you know, y'all to fight with her. But like I said, in her defense though, it's like, y'all always fought with me, but it's just like, girl, maybe everybody tired of that. What we about to do? We about to keep getting jumped by everybody, or we about to keep jumping people all because you're doing things? Because it's not like they were trying to jump Summer. It was just her and Taseki one-on-one. Even though Anna did come get her from behind, it was just her and Anna. So it's not like anybody, when her and Mariah fought, it was just her and Mariah. So it's not like it was any like foul play going on. Like, all the fights been pretty, you know, one-on-one so far, like, shockingly. So it's just like, what was gonna be the point of us just coming here and jumping people when everybody just trying to fight you one-on-one because you're the one starting with other people? So it's just like, I hope they keep that up. But it's like, clearly they do, because we all know it's the downfall of the big three. But it's just like, dang, it's so hard to sympathize with Summer and be on her side, or be like, dang, she's not the reason this happened, when she is the reason why this happened, because she's just so freaking annoying and unhinged. And it's like, you're not even listening to your friends when your friends are telling you to chill. So it's just like, she's just a lost cause. It's no helping that girl. Then we ended with Taseki getting Summer. So it's just like, yeah, next week we gonna see Summer versus Taseki. You know, we're starting to see the fallout of the big three, how that unfolds. You know, Taseki's crashing out again. The Bad Girls Club girls come in, and then we have Daisy versus Rolly, which I can't wait to see. Okay, and then overall, I feel like with this episode, this whole big three fallout is Summer's fault. You know, like, she's just annoying. She needs to shut her mouth. And like I said, I'm happy that they're not fighting with her or fighting for her, because everybody's fighting her one-on-one. If she was getting jumped, I can see why she can say that. But it's like, girl, the only person that's coming at you is the one person. And even though you're starting with everyone, it's only one person coming at you, and that's Taseki. So it's just like, girl, just stop starting with her if you don't want, you know, her to hit you. Like, just be quiet. Yeah, Tink, you know, she was losing. She was low-key taking L's all night, you know. Even though she did kind of scout Cold Killer, it's like, you know, she was losing. But I really want Cold Killer to drop this whole song thing. Like, it's so annoying. It's so overplayed at this point, and she just needs to find a new storyline, because it's like, this one, it's not entertaining no more. Seki and Krishan, it seemed like it's a lot going on. Like I said, it seemed like Tommy's in it. It's like Seki already checked what you would call it, Summer, but it's like, it seemed like Tommy's name's in it, but it's just like they're not really saying anything to Tommy. So it's like, I'm just confused on that whole, you know, this whole situation between them. It seemed like the Malone sisters have a lot going on, and it's just like, they need to keep it off TV. So yeah, y'all, Oh yeah, and then Taseki was getting the hell out of Summer, like still. And the thing is, she's not even getting her full potential on her. But when she was punching Summer, I was looking at them hits, and I was kind of like, damn. So yeah, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this episode, and I can't wait till next episode to see Rolly and Daisy. So of course I will be back with that. So until the meantime, just make sure that y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, all that.